Well, hello there, I'm Détroit, and today I will be drawing with my trusty fountain pen on a piece of bristol paper for your enjoyment. So today's drawing, I didn't want to do it on my sketchbook because I wanted a larger piece of paper, like an A4 classic format paper. And I chose a piece of bristol paper because with the pen that I used, which is a very cheap pen, it flows really smoothly and I really like it more than the paper that is on my sketchbook. So as I said, the pen I'm using is very cheap. It's a big fountain pen with the black ink that you can find anywhere, and I guess it's okay for a pen. I really like it, I like the output, the flow of the ink on the paper, but during this drawing, at a few different times, I had to clean the pen a little bit because it got clogged by ink at some point, and I guess it's because the nib is slightly twisted at the end. I don't know how it happened, maybe it fell on the ground or something. And I guess the ink doesn't flow that well, so sometimes I had to open the pen and like squeeze the cartridge so that the ink would flow again. And I had to do that quite a few times during this drawing, which took me about 2 hours. So yeah, it's not very efficient like this. But I guess it's okay, I like the result of drawing with this pen. I guess I can always buy another one like this with a better nib or just change the nib. But anyway, I enjoyed it. So as you can see, for this drawing I have two sources of video, because if you remember the last fountain pen drawing I did, the footage was blurry a lot of the time. So I decided to change my setup once again, and I'm using my digital camera on the tripod that I have above my desk to film the drawing, and I am also using my phone on a smaller tripod right next to my drawing. So that gives me 2 point of views for this video, which I think is quite nice. I don't know, tell me in the comments if you enjoy having different points of views. Hopefully the parameters I chose for the camera on my phone are better than last time and it won't get blurry. I don't really know because I can't really see it in Premiere Pro. I have to first export it to see if it's blurry or not. So yeah, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for this one. So as you can see, I'm drawing a bunch of pipes. What gave me the inspiration this week is my job. I'm a PhD student, I do research in a laboratory. I won't get much into what my job is. Basically, right now I'm not doing a lot of research because the experiment I'm working on doesn't work, to put it quite simply. And the reason for that is there are leaks. There are many leaks on the system that I'm using. Because we're using liquid helium for very low temperatures, everything, every pipe, every wire that is in it needs to be hermetically separate from the environment. So if there is helium that goes inside the experiment, it can go wrong. So right now I'm basically a glorified plumber and electrician, because I'm always spending my time opening the system, then fixing some different pipes and doing some soldering for cables and making sure that the cables run through, like some feed-throughs, air or helium doesn't get in. So I'm always switching different pipes and using pumps to put quite a good vacuum on them, test the vacuum and see if some helium can leak through. Sometimes it's really hard because of the glue and the different joints that we are using on this experiment. Sometimes the leak doesn't show up until you are really cold, and cold I mean like minus 200 degrees Celsius. In Fahrenheit I have no idea what it is, but trust me, it's really cold, like way below the point at which water freezes. It's really hard to do, to find this leak. Like you can't just put some soap on it and put some pressure inside and expect to see bubbles, because you would have to do that at very low temperatures and it's basically impossible. There are different ways to find leaks, but it takes some time and there are many different leaks on this experiment. So yeah, I've been doing that basically for the past month or so. Like only that, because I can't measure physical properties with a setup that is not functioning. I have to say, it's been quite fun. But yeah, I've been dreaming of pipes because they are everywhere in my life now. Yeah, I decided to represent that in a drawing. On this drawing I've kept it quite simple. There's only one type of pipes, kind of. I didn't feel like representing the correct way to assemble them on each and every one of them. Maybe I'll do that at some point. Maybe I'll draw like more realistically what it looks like. because it's really impressive. There are so many wires and pipes and outputs that go everywhere, with pumps for vacuums and leak detectors, and yeah, a lot of wires and a soldering iron. My experiment table where I built this is a huge mess, and I love it. I have to say, it's quite pleasing aesthetically. So yeah, this is just a small representation of the job I'm doing at the moment, and hopefully soon I'll be able to make some measurements. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm just dreaming about pipes and I need to get that out of my system, so I draw them. You know, I really hope this drawing turns out good, production-wise. Like, the image looks quite nice. The drawing, I know what it looks like, so it's fine. But I'm really anxious to see the footage I have from my camera and my phone, and see how I can make it better through editing. I have to say, this setup is not really optimized because of the camera I'm using. It's quite an old camera, it has a good image quality, but the way it works, it can only record for up to 30 minutes at a time, and then I have to restart the recording. And while the camera is mounted on the tripod, I can't take out the SD camera, so I have to take it off the tripod every time I want to, and like transferring the footage from the SD camera to my computer is much easier than doing it with a cable from directly the camera to the computer. So hopefully the quality is good, because or else I don't really know what to do, and since I have invested in a tripod, I hope it works out. By the time you're hearing me say this, obviously I would have figured out already if the image looks good or not, and hopefully it's good enough so that I can make more videos like this. It's really exciting to have 2 tripods and 2 cameras filming the drawing at the same time. It makes me feel like quite professional, you know? So yeah, once again, fingers crossed. The drawing is finished now. It's time for me to reveal what it looks like after I've processed it a little bit through Photoshop. And that's it for today. I hope you liked this drawing, and if you did, please consider subscribing to my channel for a new drawing every week. I try to alternate between digital and traditional, and you can always see the end results as well as other original drawings on my Instagram. It's at d3_sd. You can also follow me on Reddit and Twitter. All the links are in the description. That was D3, and I hope you have a good week. See you next Sunday. Bye!